Welcome back to Windy City Live. Well, she is a veteran actress of stage and screen, and she's a Chicagoan and one of the stars of Freeform's groundbreaking series, Love in the Time of Corona. Here's my interview with L. Scott Caldwell.
Hold on now, Mama. Let me do that. You're too old to be wrestling with big old pots and stuff.
You did not just call me old, and I thought you'd never ask. Ooh. We have got a lot of work to do in this yard to get it ready for the anniversary party. You're coming, aren't you?
I'm sure Dad wouldn't want me there.
L. Scott, it's good to see a fellow Chicagoan.
Yes, hey.
We have been on the air almost 10 years, and how have we not had you in studio at Windy City Live?
I don't know. I haven't been in Chicago in 10 years, but, definitely invite me back.
When we get through all of this, we would love to have you in studio. Now, this project is not a reality show, but when I first heard the concept, I thought maybe it would be. It's following a few different stories interwoven during something we've all experienced, being at home during quarantine. How did this project get pitched to you?
Well, I got a call from my agent saying that, some people wanted to talk to me about doing a virtual show. And when I took that meeting, the concept was just, so excellent. It was like, of course, why didn't anybody else think of this? And yes, I'm down for that because I knew it was going to be groundbreaking. And it's like, to be part of the base of something is very important because other people are going to be able to build on top of this, but we are setting the foundation with Love in the Time of Corona. And it has been a marvelous, wonderful experience to be part of something at the very beginning.
Yeah, to be shooting it while it's actually happening. I mean, you were experiencing a lot of the same things that the characters were experiencing and not knowing how it was going to end, right?
Well, we still don't know how this story is going to end. We just don't know, which is, it's scary. And at the same time, we can take comfort in the belief that no matter how it ends, we're all going to come through this together.
Absolutely. And now you shot this, people shot this in their own homes. You were in your own home?
I'm in my own home now. And that was a little tricky because your ego is involved because it's like, my stuff isn't enough. It's not this, it's not that, or whatever. It's not manicured. But you quickly sort of let those things go because the conceit of all of it is everybody that's connected with this production is taking a step into this sort of unknown area and they're bringing everything they've got to make it work. So the fact that we can use the actors' homes as locations it's genius.
Right. What about the production team? Did you have a production crew? How did that work?
Okay, so we had a very small production crew, 5 to 6 people that were allowed to come into our homes the day before shooting to prep. I could not be there while that happened. And after they set the cameras and, the furniture where they wanted and the shots and all of that, they went away and a company comes in and does releases a fog to get rid of all of the germs. Then I could come back in, okay? And the actual day of the shooting, if anybody had to come in to do their job, then I would have to leave. And everybody was tested on the crew. Everybody was always wearing a mask, and we had a safety officer that was sort of overseeing everything. So we followed every protocol that is mandated just as if we were in a studio. So that was really wonderful. And did I mention that everybody had to be tested?
Yeah, you guys did it right. And it's a groundbreaking show. Congratulations, all the best. And as my fellow Chicagoan, come see us soon, okay?
I will. Hey, Chicago, love you.
I had a chance to sit down with Broadway stars and real-life couple Leslie Odom Jr. and Nicolette Robinson about their roles on the show and why this project was so unique. Well, Leslie, Nicolette, you two are a couple in real life, playing a couple on the show, navigating your way through this pandemic. First off, the production, this must have been a pretty wild idea. Nicolette, let's start with you, because this was shot in your own home.
Yeah, it was. It was in our home. I don't know about you, your home looks great, but for us, we were not in like camera ready mode.
It was,
in our
yeah,
homes.
It did not look like that.
Yeah. So that was one piece of the thing that we had to really get into gear about. But no, it was really exciting for us. We loved the idea when we met with Freeform and Joanna, and they told us the concept of what they were trying to do with this show. We were really excited to be able to tell the story of this strange, unique time.
Yes, by the way, mine didn't look this good before quarantine. This is a lot of
Thank
work.
goodness. Thank goodness.
But Leslie, tell us about the characters and how much is this couple like you and how much are they different? It's really a unique idea.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to be able to, it was only, the most interesting part about it for us was to be able to put some of the growth that we'd had, some of the challenges that we had on screen, because we thought, since it was real for us, we thought it, would be real for somebody else. So we really wanted to use parts of our real story up there. And, there did come a point, because we were so involved in the writing, they were so collaborative. Freeform was such a great partner for us. We did, 2 days before we shot, we did have to say, okay, we do need to draw lines between Leslie and Nicolette and Sade and James, because it's not a reality show. This is, we did want to tell a story, and we want to be the best actors we can be. And a lot of times, if you start to think the character is too close to you, then well, I can't do that.
You set limitations on yourself if it's.
Yeah, you set weird limitations. James would never do that. It's like, well, no, Leslie might not ever do that, but James is doing that. So we had to draw lines and make sure we weren't, doing weird stuff like that.
Right, Nicolette. If there's any fighting on set, how do you go to a trailer?
Just impossible. No, we really tried to be good. I don't think we had any fights.
No.
It was we've come a long way from the beginning of our relationship, when every time we worked together would end in a fight. But
no, this is that kind of stressful time, that stressful moment. Something like this, you probably know as well as anybody, it can bring you closer together or it can drive you apart. And we really wanted to make sure, Leslie and Nicolette now, we really wanted to make sure that we were re-upping on our friendship, doubling down on our friendship, our family. And so the opportunity to work together came after that kind of work. So it was a really even, more exciting thing that we got to then work together after we'd come so far in our communication and our love,
Yeah, when I watched it, I kind of thought about how relatable this is for so many couples navigating this quarantine, and to be doing it while it's actually happening, not knowing sort of what the future is. I mean, it's like art imitating life in the best of ways, I guess.
Totally.
Freeform is that's what they do, so it makes perfect sense that they're the ones that came to us, because they are always racing to the front of the line to tell stories about contemporary American life. What is being said right now about gender identity and sexual politics and race and, the healthcare system. I mean, that's what they do. So, it makes sense. And we got to see firsthand, their ethos and how they like to work. And it's just, they got a really, really wonderful thing going over there.
Yeah, I'm out of time, but congratulations. You guys are a wonderful couple. And I just watched you on Disney Plus in Hamilton. Fantastic, man.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers. You can catch Love and the Time of Corona on Freeform August 22nd and 23rd. We'll be right back with more Windy City Live.
Coming up next, the South Side dancer who headed overseas to follow her dreams. We're catching up with Jasmine Taylor.